right, it is time for Curiosity Challenge. Strixhaven, week number 7. You're either watching this live right now on Twitch or Undead on YouTube. I am the Ita, aka twitch.tv/the_Ita. Some people call me that. It's a long name. And this is Zach, and you can find him on twitch.tv/SwordsAndStatutes. But before we get into the rambling, Zach, tell me all about what Curiosity is.
Oh, Nathaniel, aka the Ita, aka twitch.tv/the Ita. You want to know about Curiosity?
Yeah.
I got you covered. I got our format rules here. It is Curiosity is the most affordable, the most accessible way to play Magic ever. And it's something where it is a 40 card minimum format with an 8-card sideboard. We use the most recent set of standard Magic cards, and we have rarity restrictions. In your 40-card minimum deck, you must have 2 singleton rare or mythic cards, and also 6 uncommon cards with a maximum of 2 copies of any one uncommon. The rest of your 40 cards is comprised of commons, up to 4 copies of any one common, and basic lands. Your sideboard, again, is 8 cards, and they're not really rarity restrictions. It's something where you can have all rares or all uncommons. However, they must also comply with the singleton for rares or mythics, and only 2 copies of uncommons across all 48. So it's something where you can't have 2 copies of any one rare across your sideboard or your main board. For Strixhaven, we're doing something kind of fun. The Mystical Archive is legal. However, you must use those cards at the rarity that they're printed in the Mystical Archive.
Nice. That was the best way to ever describe it.
Thank you.
Just grade A. Grade A. What makes Curiosity a little bit different than other tournaments, other communities is, well, first of all, we're all buds.
Yeah.
And
big old buds.
Second of all, we do play in Discord, so you actually chat with your opponent if you do want to chat with your opponent. And we have a swell little Discord. You can check it. It's in the link below, or you can type !Discord in chat to join it. We have a lot of people who, oh my god, made friends.
Yeah. Like us, Nathaniel.
Like us.
Wow. That could be you too, people out in the world.
You could be us. You could find your Zach and or your Nathaniel.
Yeah.
What's great about our tournaments, I forgot to say, is they are free.
Free.
And they are only 3 rounds, so 2 hours usually. And starting this week and moving on, if you participate in the Curiosity tournament and you stay to the end, you will be entered into winning a free set booster of Strixhaven. So I think if you usually we're around 12 to 14 people, so that's a 1 in 12 or 14 or 13 possibility.
So wait, Nathaniel, you're saying I don't even have to win to potentially get a Strixhaven set booster?
Yeah, you can go 0-3 and still get a Strixhaven set booster. We are, we're a competitive format because it is a game, a heads-up game. But, if you win, you just get a title of Crowned Cavedweller. And if you lose, you become the Ooze for the week. And there's no prizes for winning besides friendship.
However, there is a prize of sorts for winning the entire season. We have our finals on June 26, 2021, and the winner of the season will have a donation from both Team Cat and donations that are given to the streams during the finals and also the preliminary tournament called the Big Oozer. We're going to have all of those donations go to a local animal shelter of the winner's choice. So yeah, it's something where we want to be able to give back to our players, local communities, and help out cats because that's what we like. I also mentioned the Big Oozer that is happening on June 25th. To gain entrance into that, all you need to have done is play at least 1 week. We are cutting to the top 7 for the finals, and that 8th spot is reserved for the winner of the Big Oozer. So if you're just coming in this week, week 7, or even week 8, you're likely not going to hit that top 7 position, but you can still come and play in the Big Oozer.
Well, talking about that, let's look at the points for this season. Where we're at on week number 6 going into week number 7. We did have a light week last week. It happens. People have lives, not me.
That's right.
But what I'm seeing right here is Ensigned Redshirt, aka Andrew, Jfish, Jerome, the Mana Sultan. They're all probably gonna be in the top 8. I mean, definitely.
It definitely looks like the top 4 has really solidified itself. One thing to note there is that Jfish has not won any week, but has been consistent all the way through.
Oh my god!
And that's sort of one of those things
genius.
where
fuck yourself.
the season definitely, this format.
I am still subbed, boy.
Sorry, you were talking, but I got a friend came in, aka Salty Dwarf. Everyone's gonna be called aka, and just subbed for another month. Thank you so much.
Nice.
I heard everything you said, and this video on YouTube, you won't hear that sound, because that's how the recording works. And but yeah, I think here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think that we have 3 or 4 people, kind of like we were last season. We have 3 or 4 people that can make it into the top 7.
Right.
And
we have a bubble.
And I think last season it was 2 people. This season it looks like it's going to be 3 or 4 people. If they win, and if other people don't show up or lose, then they can get into that hike up, boost up to the top, and really take it on. Salty Dwarf says, "Pop that cherry," which I might be a sports term. I don't understand because I don't watch many sports, but I'm assuming it's a sports term.
I think it's a baseball term.
Oh,
like popping a fly,
popping a molly, popping a cherry. It makes sense. Yeah. But hey, if you see your name on this and you even played 1 week or 2 weeks, you can definitely.
Yeah. If you played 1 week or 2 weeks, you can still come to the Big Oozer on June 25th.
Yes. So, yeah. So, and you might notice we like to have a lot of fun. We have a lot of giggles. So if you were in chat and watching it in person, live, then you would also be part of the silly things that are going on. Yeah. But hey, talking about real silly, let's go to round number 1.
Round 1.
All right, here we are, week number 7, round number 1. our hero Hilário versus a new opponent, Red.
Whew.
Hilário has not had the best record this season, but he has stuck it through. So let's see if he can stick it to the newbie.
Like, Hilário is just the perpetual, not exactly underdog, but just like this person we always want to root for.
Yeah.
Because like they were in they qualified for top 8, but then they couldn't play in the Kaldheim season. But just gotta love Hilário.
Gotta love Hilário.
All of Portugal does.
Portugal Patriot. Okay, so this is actually pretty good for Hilário just because, well, I guess he has a bunch of different ways of dealing with this.
Yeah.
And, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the right call here, because Quandrix Apprentice is arguably the better call or better card than...
Yeah, no, it was the wrong call, but that's okay. But, you know, we still have it expelled. The issue that Hilário is going to face is that he doesn't have much to counter up. Now, Hilário is undervaluing this Quandrix Apprentice.
Yeah.
Maybe that is why Hilário is where Hilario's at. You know, his opponent is playing Magecraft.
Yeah, Quandrix Apprentice is arguably the best uncommon because it just, especially in those colors, it just ramps like crazy. And yeah, like, that seems like a clear expel, but we see Hilário put the plus and plus counter on our thunderous Oraster.
Oraster the Harasser. And you know what? In Hilario's defense, his opponent has not played a spell this whole round or whole game, so you kind of have to feel like Hilario's doing a-okay.
Maybe Hilário is just on some sort of like next level thinking is what they teach in Portugal. So I don't know.
As stupid Americans, we obviously do
what
not
the hell do
understand.
we know?
Okay.
Man,
Thinking about, do I play the Historian or do I expel and Beamer next turn?
I think we're gonna hold up that expel. Also, big shout out to Frosty, big friend of our Discord, really, in the format. Thanks for the sub, bruh.
Thank you so much for the sub, Frosty. Now, Red has not played a spell yet. He is sorcerer instances. You know,
he's anti Magecraft.
Yeah, anti Magecraft. This Beaming of Defiance might be great. Now we might have a Snakeskin Veil in our opponent.
Maybe. Nope.
And the answer is somehow Red kept a hand of all Magecraft creatures and no spells. And now you have to play this card, which, you know, not the greatest.
So looking at Red's deck here, they are not playing Snakeskin Veil, and they have a learn board or a lesson board. But man, Hilário getting Blade Historian and then somehow not playing it is
very interesting.
Very interesting here. Are we going to see an enthusiastic study to push through?
Oh, we don't need to. Oh, okay. Hilário just wants to make one big beefer.
This is the first time I've seen Dueling Coach use period. Have you played that in draft at all?
If I have, it was not a choice that I wanted to make.
Yeah, and it has not appeared once in this season.
Well, maybe it has appeared in Hilário's deck because we don't look at him. You know, since we don't watch it, we haven't seen it. I mean, 5 mana, put 1 one counter on a creature is not what you want to be doing with your monies.
So looking here, Hilário has red dead on board. And Blade Historian, I mean, red is running 4 arcane subtractions. That seems like what we have held up here. Hilário only pushing in with the Thunderous Orator.
Hilário, you need to watch this video, my friend. You go back. Yeah, watch this video. If you would have just attacked with that dueling coach.
The dueling coach would have gotten him down to 2.
It would have been at 2. Now you just kind of spit on your opponent for 0.
So we did see that arcane subtraction coming in. Pest summoning gonna gum up the board. And yeah, I'm gonna bet you that other card in hand is another arcane subtraction. Interesting to note too that red has a Tangle Trap main board. So maybe that's something where they're expecting more flyers, which has been historically a large proportion of the field this season. But who knows?
And it feels bad because now red is hitting every single spell, sorcerer instant. And yeah, I think you just attack all.
Oh yeah, you definitely do here.
Yep, there we go. Looks like Hilário is listening to us.
Does Enthusiastic Study give trample?
I don't believe that I know.
It does. Yeah, so that might end the game here.
Yeah, except we're gonna. I mean,
no mana up.
No mana.
Yeah, this is game.
This is. I mean, a 5/3 with double strike trample. Now, I understand. We do got them life linkers. Okay, is he going to expel his own card? And no, it wasn't.
Is he going to expel his own card?
You know, it says you can, so why not?
Yeah, that's true.
So another, yeah, we have 2 players with just lesson sideboards. One player with a sideboard card in their main deck, but you know, hey, red is a new player, and
each their own.
Curiosity is a little bit different than other formats, so you know, more power to them.
So Nathaniel, Frosty is here offering the advice of having played Enthusiastic Study before combat. What's your thought there?
I don't know what the mana was like. I think regardless,
I think everything was up.
I think that you play it post combat because your opponent post blockers, because your opponent has to make a decision. And if your opponent has a removal on one of your things, you want to be able to play that at instant speed to get in the most damage possible or kill a creature. So Frosty, I'm sorry, but you are wrong. And Hilário keeping a hand full of expensive spells. He does not have the removal that he had at the beginning of the last game, so kind of scared for him.
Yeah, Combat Professor is an all-star here, but Dueling Coach being the same mana cost is kind of a rough choice there. Pillar Drop Rescuer is going to be dead in hand here for a while, and same with Pass Caller, honestly. And we see red bopping in for 5, taking Hilário down to 13.
Yeah, and talking about bopping in, can you bop yourself more center in the? There we go.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to swiggle around. I was swiggling around because hey, Miller High Life, if you're looking for a wonderful stream to sponsor, Curiosity is the best, most affordable way. Kind of like Miller High Life being the champagne of beers and super affordable.
I also like to drink water, so I'm drinking water too. Water, it's great. If you don't drink alcohol, then you can drink water instead of, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we saw Basic Conjuration go and grab another Quandrix Pledge Mage, which pretty solid move there. I'm a big fan of Basic Conjuration. That's like the one rare lesson that is actually good. Hilarious in a rough spot here.
He played Basic Wait, what?
Yeah, he played Basic Conjuration from the sideboard.
He has two.
Oh
of
no,
them?
he has it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm blanking here.
I was like, somebody reviewed the decks. You can't have more than one.
Oh my god, there's 2 Basic Conjurations in the sideboard. I fucking did it wrong.
Okay.
Well, oh shit. Let me ping them.
You can just let them know to finish out the round, but it will go to Hilário.
Yep, that is honestly my fault there.
Red can change their deck. Or Red needs to change their deck after this game. But we'll just play it as it lands. We're already halfway through the second game. Well, there we go. Hilário got his first win. I'm joking, Hilário. You're great. We do have 2 dueling coaches, which I think is going to be good, especially that you can put it on Combat Professor. Although, yeah, see these. His spells all return to your hand. Oh, excuse me. They don't. And Hilário decides not to attack with Combat Professor, even though it has Vigilance. Is a little bit dead on board, and he says, "Yes, I'm good." Let's go to game number 3 in the game that I do not know that I have already won.
So I'm sending to Bombtree. Hey, I fucked up and didn't see you had 2 Basic Conjurations. Can only have 1 in all 48 because it's rare. My bad. You can change your deck between rounds. The lawyer will take the round by default. Or should we just let him play it out?
Well, let's let him play it out, and then you send it.
Yeah.
When the game's over, so they don't just quit.
Yeah.
All right, Hilário, the super underdog, playing versus a deck that isn't quite legal, and you know what? This is
Hilário.
Curiosity.
Gonna fucking bring it home.
It's this Curiosity, so we are very chill. You know, there is no money on the board. Except to the winner gets a winner of the final tournament gets to pick an animal shelter in their area to donate the raised funds that we raise.
That's right. And our big event is coming up on June 25th and 26th, and we hope that you're there to come hang and donate to some animal shelters. It'll be a grand old time.
Yeah, grand old time. I need to take
Archmage Emeritus popping down right there. We see a heated debate taking that shit out.
Yeah, heated debate. You know, I think in this sense, it is better to kind of take out that creature than the Quandrix Apprentice. From what
I agree.
I feel like from what we saw so far, Red isn't playing like a lot of big stuff. He's more so I honestly I think in Red's deck, Quandrix Apprentice isn't as important comparatively. Now, obviously, we're only seen 2.5 games, so maybe it's a lie. But here we go. We have the sneaky Beaming Defiance.
I dig that Beaming Defiance because we knew that was coming. Fire! Oh, come on, Hilário, fire it off. Yeah, boy.
So
pop that shit off.
is a little confusing. I think that the Carrick Wrangler is a little bit more important.
Wow, another arcane subtraction. Really not wanting to lose that apprentice. Don't blame him.
Yeah, don't blame him. Unfortunately, see, now we're getting that ramp.
I do agree with you though that Carrick Wrangler is the more important card there though, because the fact that it can just make everything else bigger and badder is it just can be such a detriment to a sort of slower deck.
Yeah. Now,
Oh,
we
man.
have a perfect study break to kind of bring us back. Instead, we'll probably end up taking 4.
Yeah,
Not
the
counting
dueling
these
coach there.
spells.
I mean, if you're going to play a 4-drop there, why not Combat Professor?
Okay,
Oof.
we put it on the Carrick Wrangler. That might work better. That means the Quandrix Apprentice can't attack unless we have another spell. Although we do have 6. Yeah.
Wow. We're putting it on Carrick Wrangler again. Okay.
I mean, and if I was playing, I would I'm just blocking with the Pledge Mage, or not the Pledge Mage, the coach. And well, Hilario's not blocking with anything. He says I can take it. And okay.
Okay. I don't know. I think Study Break is the choice here.
Hilario, you have Study Break. Hilario. yes, but don't play it now. We get more professional as the seasons go on, you know?
Yeah. That's why I showed up drunk.
Just hit next. Yes? You're going to put a stop?
No, don't do it.
Not yet.
Don't
Not
do it.
yet.
Go next.
Next.
It's an instant.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
setting it on upkeep. Okay.
Well, you know, it's okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, gonna attack.
That's a good attack.
Hey, that's 3 damage.
That's 3 damage that could be, yeah.
We do see another Carrot Wrangler. Okay.
It's a solid attack.
Moving it to okay.
Oh.
No.
Okay. All right, there we go.
There we go. It's all yours.
Come on, Hilario. We have so much faith in you.
I mean, he has the stop. He has priority. Carrick Wrangler. A second one.
Second one of those is rough stuff, as the kids say.
And the second basic yes, we know.
Is that the second one in this game?
Second one in this game. So
okay, maybe Hilario has like caught on, being like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, he's writing an email to the judges.
Yeah, he's writing an email, a nasty email, being like, "Listen up, you dumb fucks. You and your homebrew format has got to get better." There we go. We see the study break fired off.
Studying it up. Although, you know, in this scenario, he is kind of fucked.
In this economy.
I do like this reduce the memory. Let's not let our opponent have another card. They already have too many, and we have too few lands.
Oof. I think in that. Oh, okay. All right, gonna reduce the memory on the bigger Carrock. That ain't bad.
It's not bad, but that's still, we're in a shitty position.
Yep.
And
all right.
Send that message away. That was Red winning the in-game game, but Hilario taking it home because of a
Let me go unmute.
Mix of players. We'll be right back with round number 3. And
round number two.
Number 2, and we'll be
drunk.
more professional than ever. Oh, God. Sorry for that technical difficulties. It looks like we are having King Breath versus Last. Last is new to Curiosity this week, just like our previous game. They both went 1-0. So here we are. Kang Breath, the crowned cave dweller of the previous season. Swords, it looks like you have something interesting to say.
I do. So you may notice that Kang has a time warp in his hand. And so you may be thinking, oh, wow, time warp got banned in Historic. Why isn't it banned in Curiosity? Well, it's because we have a different ban and suspension protocol. Mm-hmm. And time warp has not been banned here in Curiosity. So if you have your time warps that you crafted, you can use them right here.
Well, you can use one.
That's right. You can use one. Not them.
Not
plural.
Them, but
it
yeah.
Singular.
You can use it. I'm interested on what Time Warp does in this format. Obviously, Kang is a great player, so he might have a smarter strategy than what we would have.
I got a hot take. I don't think Time Warp is good in this format.
I also don't think so either. But Kang is a smart player. Right now it seems like it's a dead card. But hey, he could do 10 damage if he wanted to, get his opponent right down to 8.
Maybe. And so, yeah, Kang is doing a just Simic big stuff deck.
What's Simic?
You know, this is Quandrix.
Oh, Quandrix, got it.
Yeah, like with so we've seen 2 emergent sequences, which I'm not the biggest fan of that card, but Kang is using it to great use.
Yeah, the interesting thing about emergent sequence, I think we found this out a few weeks ago. I think it was on I don't think it was Curiosity. I think it might have been the book club. But while it does not turn your land into a dual colored land, even though it looks like it. It is a land that is a green, blue spirit, or whatever they're called, fractal. Which is very interesting just because there was like a swamp that was a creature. A swamp that was a blue-green creature, but could not tap for blue or green mana, which seems very interesting.
Well, it looks like we got a mascot about to exhibit itself.
Yeah, I would feel like no attacks.
What?
Very interesting.
Kang, what is this? Oh man, a heated debate hitting on a
so
land.
We could scry. It's a very interesting kind of thing.
So Lastrevas, they're running a teamer deck, which is very similar to Kang's, with their win condition being Crackle with Power and Exponential Growth for just a big old bop, whereas Kang's is Blue Sun Zenith.
Blue Sun Zenith. Nice.
A bit of an interesting matchup here with effectively a semi-mirror match. It's like when you look in a pond and you can kind of see your reflection, but then you're like, wow, that's not really me. That's the pond.
Oh, it's the pond. No, I understand that. Sometimes I look into a pond and I'm confused about what I'm seeing as well. Like, same thing with mirrors. I see myself in the mirror. Hey, that guy looks just like... Oh, wait. Forgot. It's
Who's this?
It's just a mirror, Nathaniel. You got this.
Oh, my God.
So we got a mirrored mascot exhibition. And it looks like Kang Breath has nothing but lands.
Nothing but lands in this time warp. And let's see what our blocks are going to look like here. I mean, yeah, we're taking out the flyer, taking out the 4/4. Would you go ahead and time warp here?
I would go ahead and not play Time Warp in general, so I don't really. And this is nothing on Kang. It's just I don't really like extra turn cards. I've never really played them. A lot of the times it feels like you are playing, like, especially in standard or in constructed, 60 card constructed, it feels like whenever you play an extra extra turn, it's just a 5-mana draw one.
Yeah, I feel you there.
And I generally, in Magic, I like to play cards that are fun, and I like to have fun, and I always feel like it is not fun. Okay.
It's fun in theory to take extra turns, but it doesn't play out that way.
Yeah. I think the best thing is when you can do something awesome, play a big ass creature, and then take the time warp. God damn, it's just mirror, mirror, mirror. We're gonna play a bookworm.
Though, I mean, do we have enough mana to do a bookworm and a time warp this turn? Does Kang have that?
I think we are one short.
So close. Man, the cultivator's gonna really help that though, to get to help that ramp, get it going.
That's true. I mean, but we still have this 7/7 on the other side of the field. Your opponent has 7 cards in hand. You have a time warp.
Has either player done any damage to the other player? I don't think so.
I think we went in for 2. Yes, because Bookworm gains you 3 life, and
that's true.
Last is at 21. So yeah, we hit him for 2.
With Last having 7 cards in hand, though, that's pretty. It's pretty strong.
Yeah, it's so strong. I said it about 2 minutes ago. Oh. Tapping out 8 mana. What do we think we're gonna see with 8 mana?
Well, it can't be a Crackle, because Crackle needs 3 red.
Uh-oh.
So let's see. Oh, I'm wrong. Crackle only needs 2 red.
Crackle needs 2 red.
So that would be 2. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. 2 to 2 targets. That did not seem like a good use of Crackle. Oh, holy shit. Crackle of Power deals 5 times X damage to each of up to X targets. So that dealt 10 damage.
10 damage.
I'm wrong and can't do math.
And
Kang given a little bit of salt there with the Hadrons.
I don't think it's exactly over.
Nah.
Could play Bookworm, put it back. Needlethorn Drake, it does offer, makes it something that you have to kill. Or you might have some protection. So we see we have 12 mana. Put that in. Put the Needlethorn in. We might have enough mana. We definitely have enough mana for Time Warp.
I would have, and again, I'm nowhere near as skilled as Kang is, but I would have held that worm. Couldn't think of the word there.
Interesting. So this is some big brain plays.
He's going to find that worm.
Wants to get the worm on.
Everybody wants their worm.
So, full. Yep. Then we.
Are we gonna get a scry here?
So we have 6
Oh,
mana.
shit.
Or sorry, 12 mana. So we have. We do not have enough to do the worm, do we?
Yeah, we got like just enough to do the worm. We got 12. 12 minus 7 is 5.
But it's Blue Sun Zenith.
Oh shit, dog.
You can't put that on, but
what?
You have to.
No,
you have
Kang,
to.
what the fuck you doing?
He has to.
Oh shit.
And
all right, we're dropping the worm down.
Oh, I forgot that island up there. So, the good thing is that we did get a Quandrix Cultivator that will shuffle that Blue Sun Zenith. And you see Last doing the exact same thing, seeing how much mana we have. He has.
I had no idea you could do that. QQ to see all your mana?
QQ.
That's brilliant. I'm just counting shit. Oh my god.
And what
wow.
a play.
Exponential growth coming in hot.
That was wonderful.
That was hardcore hot tech.
Hardcore hot tech. So, my prediction has not been correct yet. My prediction was that we would see more less lessons in the sideboard towards the end of the season. Now we're at the end of the season. As you saw, we had 6 lessons and 2 non-lessons. So,
and honestly, that's the same thing with Last's deck too. They have 2 tests of talents, and everything else is a lesson. I wouldn't be surprised if those tests of talents came in though.
Yeah, Test of Talents is a great sideboard card, and I mean that's 100% my belief. It also, I think you can main board it in this format, but it is risky, and you really don't. If you're playing Test of Talents, you really want all you can in your main board to have to face an aggro deck. But here we are. It felt like the 3rd game, but no, we're just on the 2nd game. Eureka moment.
Wait, I wonder if you were Kang right now, would you be planning around that exponential growth, or do you kind of just not care because it's a rare?
Well, it's a rare that you can't do anything against.
Yeah.
So, I'm not 100% sure if you would do anything. What you would do? Yeah, it's hard to say. Last ran out of cards in hand, had too many cards in hand, had nothing he could play. That's something scary. You're worried, what does my opponent have? And you kind of have to go for it. And that's exactly what Kang is going to do. Go for the mascot. And it hits. So
Dang, results early.
Yeah, what does Last have in hand that he couldn't play? So looks like Heated Debate.
That kind of feels bad to just heated debate one of the mascots.
And talk about a heated debate. Swords, can you please return to the center of the screen?
Oh my god, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, Nathaniel.
You can always just, angle your camera.
Yeah.
And another heated debate.
Like that.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So, now Kang has 2 test talents in his hand. His opponent cannot play this mascot exhibition this turn. So I wonder what Last is going to do.
Just gonna pass it. Dang. It only has 1 blue, so not really gonna be looking for any, or well, there could be 1 counter, but nothing too big. A Barian Books, is that worth countering?
I
No.
don't think so. I think that the way the board is now, you can okay. Yeah, you could actually play Eureka Moment and
Yeah.
have mana up for both your tests. So
Yeah, wow, actually, yeah, for both your tests. That's crazy.
and you're gonna get your Bookworm back for next turn. I think the reason why Kang might have chose to do that is because his opponent had his blue source tapped, so knew that he wouldn't be able to play a counter spell.
Mm-hmm. Solve the equation. What would this go get?
Doesn't matter.
Maybe. Well, yeah, that's true. It won't matter because of test. But looking at their deck, maybe a crackle or field
And
trip.
the
Okay.
Field trip. Wanting that learn.
Well, that learn and that land. Trying to learn about the land.
I think if you need to find something that can deal with Bookworm. And yep, Introduction to Annihilation.
Excellent.
Thinking about keeping a blue land on top. I don't think you need
Yeah,
the land.
you can easily pass that up because you're already at 8 lands. Or actually more than 8, 10.
Yep, we got a lot of lands. Bookworm is a card that always surprises me. I always forget the text on it. That it not only do you gain 3 life, but it draws you a card.
Yeah. It's similar to Serolf's Packmate in Kaldheim, where it was a decent blocker, but then it drew you a card, and it was like, wow, this just increases this card's value so much.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested on why Kang decided to hold up that not hold up the Test of Talents, but I think that Kang is trying to play the long game.
I would disagree. I feel like Kang is more so on the offensive. I feel like he is trying to just kind of push through this damage, and maybe saw the Introduction to Annihilation as a necessary evil.
Oh, Test of Talents, your Test of Talents. It's a test off.
Oh!
You have to test it. Because your opponent's going to know that you got double Test of Talents in hand, and it's just fun to get rid of. So, he took just one sneeze at that hand. Let's look at the hand. And Bookworm, Exponential Growth.
Wow.
This
3
is actually
rares.
This is actually pretty good. Bookworm, yes, hard to kill, but what's really keeping Bookworm alive, or keeping last alive, is this exponential growth.
Well, with the Crackle with Power, it's pretty easy to just fire it off for 5, take out both things on the board right now, and just really slow Kang down.
Yeah, I'm seeing, hey, my opponent needs to have a creature to do anything.
Getting that Annihilation for the Bookworm. Surprised the Test of Talents didn't go off there.
Well, I think that you're just keeping the Test of Talents. You know that you can, kind of deal with what your opponent has on the other side of the battlefield. But you can't deal with a Bookworm that has trample and 100 attack.
I feel like Kang just has a lot of lines here, and is definitely still at the advantage.
Yeah, this Mage Duel is pretty solid. I think he probably wants to fire this off. Okay.
That makes sense, because the ground is more or less held off by the Death Toucher and the Cultivator, and can sort of pop in for 3 each turn. that's fairly reasonable.
Yeah, might be. We might see a time warp this round or this turn. Nope.
Yeah, time warp would have been pretty good that round. You're right, because it might have actually swung the game if the mage duel had been used on a different creature. That might have been game.
I think what Kang wants to do is play it safe and play it slow. He's winning right now. Bookworm, sure, it'll get annihilated. So Bookworm right now is just a 8 mana. Is it 7 mana? 7 mana.
8 mana.
8 mana, gain 3 life, draw a card. It is a Defiant Strike? No. Revitalize.
Yeah.
Revitalize. That's gain 3 life, draw a card.
It is interesting, though, that both of these players have known that their opponent had an Introduction to Annihilation and then played their Bookworm.
Yeah, well, Last has a Bookworm already
already in the graveyard. Wow, okay.
So he's just telling his opponent, yeah, you have to play. You have to do something. I don't. But with this fractal summoning, that means that Kang can build something that's bigger than the Bookworm. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a fractal summoning for 8, so 10, maybe
enough
even 12.
To leave Test of Talents up.
I think we can do 12. Okay, he said 9, so he's gonna do it for 10. Yeah, that's 12 mana. That's what I meant, you know.
Yeah, I think Kang has a sealed up in game 2. Unless, well, actually, Crackle with Power could hit for enough to take out the fractal. I wonder if Last sees that.
Well, we know it can't.
Yeah. We know it.
Unless there's a stroke. Nope. And
all right, there we go.
Whew. Game number 3.
Take it to game 3.
Clausy said they want to force them to use the 5 mana dealing with it, then they get to draw a card. Yep. You know,
well,
you make them
always right.
Make them spend 5 mana and let you draw a card. Usually you have to pay to draw a card. In this deck we see it's titled Ramp. And that is what Kang has been doing all round. Ramping up.
Gotta get that ramp, dog.
And what a surprise. We have 2 games left, and one of them is this game.
I was just about to check that, actually. Very nice. Very nice. This is a great hand. Excellent hand for Kang here.
Oh, yeah. You got what you want. Honestly, I think you... Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely Drake this second turn that we can kind of like make any sort of blocks hard going forward.
And then here we go with the ramp. Test of Talents.
That's a big get, actually, because Field Trip is one of Kang's key learn facilitators.
This is the learn facility.
Yeah, he has 4 Field Trips, and then the only other learn card in Kang's deck is Pop Quiz.
All right.
That was a really good play right there.
It was a really good play. Also, it helped slow down the game. Now, we do have Blue Sun Zenith. I wonder if we'll see a Zenith. Heated Debate. Heated Debate is such a good card, especially in this matchup when your opponent's playing Tested Talents.
Yep.
Can't be countered, so you can't get rid of all of them.
Yeah, I gotta say, my predictions of the top cards of the format, the only one I think I was wrong about was Frost Trickster.
Yeah, I think just the meta that we have is huge ass creatures.
Yeah.
And huge frac holes for your fractals. And yeah, that does not allow one turn is not enough. And we did see Mana Sultan have a flying deck. But yeah, you need to have a lot. You need to be fast, and unfortunately, I feel like Frost Trickster is not fast enough. But
True.
Hey, you are a smart person, and that's okay. You're a 9 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10.
Another thing with Needlethorn Drake, that is a common. That feels so much like an uncommon.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why it's a common is because it's 2 colors, so it makes it harder to play. And so maybe that's why. But yeah, I do see that. Now we do have Blue Sun Zenith and Time Warp, so if we ever need to, we can fill our hand.
Yeah, and then just kind of go off next turn, digging it.
And it looks like right now we can draw 4 if we wanted to, and that is what we are going to do. We're going to draw 4. Going to be at 7. Next turn we'll be at 8. Your opponent has a 4/4, but you have 2 Death Touch creatures.
Cultivator is just such a role player here because it can get down, thin your library, and ramp you. And in decks like this, where you're wanting to get to big mana, big fast, the fact that it does all those things is just amazing. And looks like we may see a Time Warp this turn because we have all 5 up, or possibly another Eureka moment.
Yeah, it looks like another Eureka moment, just because doing 2 in the air is just not what you want to do. You don't have your bookworms. You don't have your sexy stuff out. Okay, your opponent.
Sexy stuff.
Yeah, your sexy stuff. Bookworm's
Yeah.
sexy stuff.
Everybody wants to see that sexy bookworm.
Oh, take it off, bookworm.
Yeah, let me see between your pages.
Oh
Let me break your spine.
Whoa! First you're talking about Quandrix Cultivator doing role play, and now you want to break people's spines.
Last is just taking it slow here. Still has enough for a test of talents, but yeah, Kang's going. Oh, thought King was going to let that through, but guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, I know that Last has 1 test of talents left, and that's kind of scary. Okay. So Blue Sun Zenith is back in action. This card is so fucking hilarious.
Are we to the point where Zenith could mill Last? I don't think we're there yet.
I don't think so. Last has not been ramping that hard. Heated Debate. But maybe has 23
cards.
Yeah. So.
No way. We could do a Zenith for, I don't know, 5 or so, or enough to where they have to discard cards. But that's a risk.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna keep it in his hand. You know, what we're worried about now is a bookworm, and we don't have our environmental sciences to help boost our life. So
even the bookworm's not a huge concern though because of the drakes.
Well, it is a recurring threat.
That's true.
And we're at the mana, the mana zone that it does. Welcome to the mana zone. I'm your host, Jim Jeffers.
Jim Jeff? Isn't that a real person?
I don't know. Sounds like a dumbass name.
And we got double bookworms here.
Let's look it up. Oh, nope. Jim Jeffers cured cancer. Oh, damn it.
Oh. Well, there's one bookworm off the table, thanks to a mage duel.
One bookworm gone. I mean, you got to prioritize getting your bookworm back, but you're at 16 life. That's 3 turns. Oh, sorry. That's 2 turns with the Needlethorn Drakes. Forgot about those.
Maths.
I was a poli-sci major, okay? Last really going into the tank, thinking, what should I do with my life?
Last is like, why did I play this tournament?
Why did I play this tournament?
Last is probably like, I just wanted to get the set booster that might be given away today.
Yes, once again, if you, starting now, Nathaniel, _Ida, will be giving a set booster out to a random player of each tournament each week. So all you have to do is play. It was free to play. You just are required to have fun.
That's right. And hey, if you're a organization or a company or a, I don't know, anything out there that wants to help us with these prize supports, get in touch with us at CuriosityMTG. Yeah, that's our, I can't remember our handles.
It's
CuriosityMTG on Instagram, or just send us an email, curiositymtg@gmail.com.
And talking about gmail.com, gmail.ulost. That was King Breath.
Wow.
Taking out newcomer last in a very long, sweaty, best of 3
big sweats
match. Yeah. And
that was a great match if I hadn't ruined it with a send us money pitch.
No, that's fine. No, we gotta. Well, look at all the. I feel like Kang must only play
Holy
limited.
Kang has so much money.
Kang is a wealthy all-star.
Kang's a big boy.
Talking about big boys, we'll be right back with round number 3. Okay, so here we go. Round number 3, the quest for crowned Cavedweller. Xivilian versus Leet Largo. Now, it is Leet Largo's first time playing Curiosity since season number 1, I believe.
I think it is. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
We have seen 3 newcomers so far today. And Xivilian playing Reflective Golem. That's a card we have not seen much of.
Mm-hmm. The thing is though, like I'm a huge fan of Xivilian's deck, the Selesnya aggro kind of thing. I've made no real I've not made it a secret that this is probably my favorite deck of the season.
Yeah, and when Xivilian turns up, he turns it on. Xivilian is currently in 6th. He usually ends up going 3 and 1 each round or each week, so he is in a good spot. He, 6. It's a good spot. It's not completely safe, but there's depending on how he does this week, he could go push up to probably number 4. So yeah, good on him. Sword's just eating a Pop-Tart.
Yeah. The thing about you know what else pops?
What?
Leet Largo's deck. It's another take on Silverquill, but it has some different cards that we have not seen this season, such as Leet Spellbinder and Humiliate, which are kind of ripping up the opponent's hand. So big fan of that.
Yeah, having a Snakeskin Veil cost 3 mana hurts a lot.
So charge through, gonna buff things up.
Yeah,
and a guiding voice gonna be able to push through that elite spellbinder.
Yeah, I mean, even that expanded anatomy. One card that we did not see, or I don't think we saw, was that one card.
Yeah, that one. That's a really good one.
Environmental science. We didn't see environmental science in that board, that sideboard. The lesson that everyone is lessening.
Lesson everyone's learning.
Damn it, that was better. But I think we'll see we do have a chance. Xivilian does have a chance of doing a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
7, 8. Who do you appreciate? Go Xivilian.
So the Spectre of the Fens, I'm a big fan of that card too. Like the fact that it can be a late game, win the game mana sink. Definitely like that. But I'm liking how Xivilian is holding back the study break.
See, I disagree. I do not like the Sphincter of the Fens. It's
really,
yeah. It's what is it, 3 or 4 mana? So it
4
costs.
mana.
It's 4 mana, and then its ability is 6 or 7 mana, maybe 6 mana. So yeah, if your opponent has 0 flyers, and you are, you're kind of. If your opponent has 0 flyers, yeah, you are okay. But it's like you have to have some kind of locked board state. To me, it seems like more of a win more card than anything. But that's just it's just my opinion.
I can see that.
I'm just a cat.
In this format, for sure. Now, excuse me. Mavinda coming in here, gonna be able to add some blocks and pump up the jams here to push through a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think we'll just see 10 damage go through.
Mm-hmm.
Your opponent cannot attack next turn unless it's somehow a lethal attack, which I can't see.
Now, I think Elite Largo does have a good bit of removal, such as closing statement. That Snakeskin Veil would come in handy here.
It would, but unfortunately it costs too much mana. Interesting.
Grabbing the Guiding Voice, that's a sorcery speed, so I'm not really sure what the thought is here.
Yeah, interesting. We didn't take the study break. That was something we could have played. And
well, I can tell you why the study break didn't go. It's because that would have targeted other things and it would cost 10 total.
Oh, that's how it works. That's why that card is good.
Oh man, Mage Duel is great right here. I think
yeah.
Oh, okay. Just going.
Leet Largo's doing the math. Says, okay, math
pack it
adds
up. So we do see Mila as a sideboard card here. Just a pretty decent 3-drop. That I think it has a little bit of ability for planeswalkers. Yeah, let me see. When an opponent attacks one or more planeswalkers you control, put a loyalty counter on the planeswalker. When a permanent you control becomes a target of a spell or ability and opponent controls, you may draw a card. So Mila can help with card draw. Don't think that's really what Civilian needs right here, though. And looking at Leet Largo's deck, we have this is a decent sideboard. A Fracture for artifacts, a Vanishing Verse to get rid of monocolored things, Beaming Defiance, Professor's Warning, 2 Mage Hunters to make spells-oriented decks suffer, and Necrotic Fumes.
Huh.
So pretty decent sideboard there for Leet Largo.
Go Leet Largo. First week and going to O is always a good thing. A turn 2 Killian is just always what you want, especially when your opponent doesn't have a lot they can do. No, we do have that Mage Duel. Or maybe we don't. You gotta take the Mage Duel. Or sorry, you gotta take the... Yeah, you gotta take the Mage Duel, not Snakeskin.
I'm surprised that Civilian didn't fire off the Snakeskin Veil at that point, just to add a +1/+1 counter and give Hexproof. That would have made it... well, it wouldn't have stopped Killian, but it would have made later attacks better.
I think in that scenario, you want your opponent to make a mistake and not take Mage Duel. And, well...
That's what we saw.
Your opponent made a mistake and did not take Mage Duel. Mage Duel is how your Killian can die.
Yeah, and Civilian can easily do that here with a Snakeskin Veil into Mage Duel. But we see Reflective Golem.
Yeah, what do we know? Okay. This is not looking so great for Xivilian. This Killian, gaining you 7 life over a turn.
So Reflective Golem here is going to be pretty useful there. It's going to buff everything and then be able to take out Killian. The fact that so much life has been gained, though, is definitely a rough start.
Yeah, look at that. 30 life on the other side. Yeah, you just did 11. But now your clever Loromancer is now cleverly 1-2. And, well, guess who came back the very next day? It is Killian.
We do have a study break, though, to slow things down. But Civilian's not going to cast that until Leet Largo's turn. Tough spot here. Didn't play a land either. Curious.
That is very curious. Maybe wanting to keep the land for a rainy day.
Maybe. Let's Expanded Anatomy come down, and we are going to copy that, put it onto Lumimancer.
Attacking out. You have 9 on the crackback. Now you have 7. So, kind of a scary thing.
Owlin Shield Mage is nothing.
Oh, your opponents get, your opponents... Oh, that was my bad. Your opponents are card stacked with the vigilance. And now your creatures have vigilant counters on them. And you gotta block at least one of them.
Yeah, the fact that these have vigilance is just... That's really hot tech.
That's... Yeah, Reflective Golem just doing the work. And that's it. That is
I think that's all she wrote. All right.
She wrote. Leet Largo winning game number 2. So now it is our friend Xivilian trying to take it on game number 3. Well, not just our friend. Both of them are our friends. We're all friends here.
That's right. And hey, Leet Largo streams sometimes. So go check them out. And they're also on the Discord. So join their Discord. It's going to be linked in the description below. Or if you're on Twitch watching this, ! Discord. Whoa.
Whoa. And no matter whose stream you're watching, me or Swords, it will pop up.
Xivilian took a mull here, and that seems okay. This is a decent hand.
Yeah, very decent hand. Definitely had to mull. He didn't have much. Did Leet mull? I can't tell.
I don't think Leet mulled.
I don't want to do the math. So yeah, getting that Pledge Mage.
This looks like a closing step. Was waiting on the end step trigger.
Waiting on that end step. Closing statement. Not getting its full value worth, but hey, sometimes it's okay. You still get a creature outside.
So Xivilian is hurting for white mana. Definitely wishing that more plains than lands had been coming. But getting him a Vind out early is not bad.
And another closing statement.
Gonna hold that guiding voice.
This is the first game that we've been watching. Oh, God.
That hurts.
It hurts. The first game we've watched where Leet Largo hasn't played a turn 2 Killian. You know,
Snakeskinville is good here.
Snakeskinville and this being a 3-mana spell when you have nothing to play is okay. You don't have to worry about double spelling. You don't have enough spells that are worth any while. So
I feel like Inkling Summoning is good there, but Expanded Anatomy is definitely the right choice because it's gonna be able to push through, and Inkling Summoning it would eat up all of the white mana.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Expanded Anatomy giving vigilance, that we've seen that be a key force in Xivilian's deck.
Oof. Mage Hunter is so rude.
Yeah, Mage Hunter is going to be a big hit against Xivilian's deck, which relies on these combat tricks that are very cheap.
Yeah, but I feel like Hubris is going to make you attack with Mage Hunter. I mean, oh, no. Okay. It would have made me attack. Let me tell you. I would have been like, hell yeah, I'm going to attack. I wonder if we're going to do another expanded so we can attack again. Nope. Want to go...
Yeah, want to go big.
Well, be able to set a blocker for the flyer.
That's true. Yeah, that's an excellent point.
This is a scary attack.
Especially with Leet Largo having so many kill spells.
So many kill spells. I mean, but it just seems like you're at 13 life. Your opponent has 7. You have a flyer that you cannot deal with yet. You only have 7 mana. Okay.
I'm surprised we didn't see an expel here. But a necrotic fumes, what's that gonna sacrifice?
Interesting.
The Largo just wanted to hold out that turn. Oh wow. Okay.
Wowzers. Yeah, so this is going to be super painful. This is 2 mana or 2 life.
Can definitely hit in for 6 here. Jesus, close.
And the problem is that we're probably gonna see a necrotic fumes, which is fine.
I don't think necrotic fumes is good in this matchup though, like because all of getting rid of the eager first year is good.
Whoa! What are we doing?
Ooh, a Snakeskin Veil to get rid of necrotic fumes, taking 2. Oh.
I mean, your opponent doesn't have an attack.
Oh my gosh!
Can't play it.
Yeah.
You can't attack. Well, you can attack.
That's a dangerous attack, though.
I don't know. I think you, honestly, I think you attack with the Inkling summoning and that.
Yeah. All right, Leet Largo down to 2. Civilian can't play Beaming Defiance. Yeah, sure. That's an easy take.
Can't do nothing on that. But can Leet attack all? No.
Ooh, okay. Oh!
What happened?
Wow, okay. I did not think Leet was out there at all. I feel like Leet could have attacked and won.
I think that was a little bit of a premature elite duration.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow, yeah. Interesting.
So I'm a little bit confused. I think that there was another turn.
Yeah.
It was very fast though, so I wonder if he ran out of cards. I don't know. But we will be right back with an interview with this week's winner in just one moment. Okay, here we are in the exhibition match to see who is the crowned Cavedweller. Xivilian and Kang both had 2-0 records this week, and
3-0.
Sorry, 3-0 records this week. So we need to find who the crowned Cavedweller is. Now both of them will be getting 5 points for the week, and so this is just for clout. Now I'm gonna say I want Xivilian to win because Kang has had he's the crowned Cavedweller of last season. So yeah let's
Kang's sitting high on his horse.
Yeah, get off your high horse.
Kang is like the king of Portugal, King Felipe VI.
No. No, so I actually know, and I don't want you to sound dumb, but Portugal has no king. They have a president and a prime minister, and
oh my god, I am dumb. That's King Felipe VI of Spain.
Spain and Portugal
big dumb.
Are actually 2 different countries.
Yeah. Wow. I swear to God, I have 2 degrees.
They also have Cristiano Ronaldo, the best soccer player of the world. And I know that because I know everything about Portugal. Ouch.
Wow. We were talking so much about Portugal that I didn't even see that game finish.
Yeah, that game was super fast.
Hey, if you're coming to this YouTube thinking you're gonna only learn about Magic, like
you
should
in for watch an actual Magic tournament.
That's right. Like, don't come watch this. Go watch something else.
We'll do an actual Magic tournament. We'll have both players' cards on screen and just be like, well, we already know what's gonna happen for the next 3 turns.
Yeah. We like to be surprised here.
Yeah. not a good hand. That is the second time that in this matchup that Xivilian has had to mulligan.
Big mulls, big plays. Let's see. All right, emergent sequence is Kang's like bread and butter here.
So talking about bread and butter, I'm very intrigued because we do have a lot of folks who are from the Europes. I was going to say European Union, but that's not true because
not necessarily true.
We have some London people, and but like I understand that the sport of European football
foosball
is very popular, and that Americans don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna say, I still don't understand it.
I don't get it either. But then again, I was at a bar today watching. And there was baseball on the screen. And I was like, "What are these men holding wood for?"
I mean, like, oh, Hilário says, let's do something. You may donate the value of my prize for an animal shelter, some organization that needs it. Hilário!
Oh my God, Hilário!
You're so kind.
Jesus Christ, the King of Portugal needs to send you just...
You know what? I think we should just make Hilário the King of Portugal.
Yes!
Hilário, you are now the King of Portugal.
Hilário, just what a king! My God. Yeah, we'll add that to the pot for this season.
Yeah, the pot for this next season, or sorry, for this season's crowned Cavedweller Clash, which is coming up in just 3 weeks.
3 weeks? 2 weeks?
3 weeks. Next week is the final week. Then there's 4th of July week. Then there's
no, it's June 26th. It's 25th and 26th.
Oh yeah. I'm stupid. That was something else. Moving on. In
All
just 2 weeks on June.
The Clash is on the 26th. The Big Oozer is on the 25th.
The Big Oozer is on the 25th.
That's right. The Big Oozer, for those who don't know, is if you've played at all this season and you're not in the top 7, you have a chance on the 25th to get that 8th seed. Get it good.
I think Hilário's going to get it.
I think Hilário is a shoe-in for the Big Ooze. He's gonna go watch his games from this week and be like, oh, what was I thinking?
I mean, Hilário is currently in 8th, and everyone above him in close range is
Dang, Hilário may be able to break into top 7.
Yeah, Hilário.
Man, like the King of Portugal should be able to get into the top 7.
King of Portugal. You know how when you're wet and you're like doing the dishes and you
no. Why are you wet when you're doing the dishes?
Because you're washing the dishes.
Yeah, but like only your hands are wet.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
And then you touch
this is a great hand.
You like touch your shirt or something, and then because then the cat hair transfers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so sweaty that my hands are just full of cat hair, and I can't get it off.
Ew.
I put a fan in front of my window unit to push the air towards me, the cold air. So yeah, game number 3.
I might have been wrong about this hand. Xivilian's hand kind of blows if he didn't get another green.
Yeah, it blows if you don't get another
the
land.
big shit right there.
The good thing about Xivilian's hand is he does not have the opportunity to. He's chosen not to play any campuses.
That's true.
Very high skill choice He only wants to play lands that come in untapped. And that's not because he's playing off colors, but you know,
Needlethorn Drake. Oh my gosh, mage duel. Oof.
And nothing to play. You have a big play.
Yeah, he was thinking about doing that charge through for the card draw, but good choice in not firing it off.
I mean, you're only facing a Needlethorn Drake.
Yeah, it's 1 mana. It ain't gonna do nothing. It's just gonna bop you down a little bit.
It's gonna just
It's gonna be kind of like,
cheek.
It's gonna be like, damn, that's a mosquito.
Ooh, Hilário. Well, Hilário, you have a great idea. Now, you can always bring that up to the players who are going to be fighting for the biggest ooze. So, yeah, we're going to have to discard a card. Probably big play. Oh, no. I think big... Actually, that makes more sense. It looks like we are doing great.
Xivilian is in the rough here, just begging for a green source. Like, I think that his deck does have an environmental sciences. No, it does not.
Yeah, I remember saying...
Oh, that's right. You did say that because you were so astute. You were so aware of this deck list. Oh my god. Oh, and the concede. I would have kept going. I would have kept going right there.
Okay, so we did lie a little bit earlier about how we were going to go to an interview. Now we are going to go to an interview with our good friend King Breath. And we have King Breath, aka Kang, aka the crowned Cavedweller of the Kaldheim season.
Wow.
Winning another week in the new Strixhaven season. Kang, how you feeling right now?
Pretty good. This is actually the first week I've won, aside from the championship. I haven't won an actual regular week before. I've won quite a bit.
Wow. Well, congratulations there.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. In Kaldheim, you were you went 2-1 every week you played in Kaldheim. Wow. So, is this feel better than winning the crowned Cavedweller or worse?
I don't know. I get to enjoy it more because I'm not, distracted playing 2 tournaments at once. So
yeah,
I guess it feels better, but I don't think that's because of the tournament itself.
Yeah,
but they were fun games.
Yeah, like you were doing this big Simic stuff, which we've seen others kind of try. So why do you think your version of Simic big stuff worked?
Well, the other variants I've seen there's the teamer that who was on that? Sorry, I played against him.
Match.
I don't remember his name, but he was playing that. It was teamer, and he had 2 big mana sink win conditions, and Clauses was on Sultai, which is very similar but more control-y, and with Professor Onyx instead. And somebody has also been playing a Bant version with Approach of the Second Sun as a win con. And they're all very similar. I think mine is definitely the most ramp focused, like the fastest ramping one, because I play Emergent Sequence, and I think most people don't. Emergent Sequence plus Quandrix Cultivator and 4 field trips is just a lot of ramp to get up to the high mana values really quickly. And I try to use Time Warp to take advantage of that, and Blue Sun Zenith as well, which serves a lot of different roles. Frankly, I don't think Blue Sun Zenith does any one role that well, but it does a lot of things. Like it can be a win condition against the decks that I can't beat down. It can be a draw if I flood too much and I manage to grab it and I have nothing else in hand. I can draw a bunch of cards, and it can also just like I can keep casting it for 0 to prevent myself from milling out, and eventually use it as a win con if that's the way the game has to go. Otherwise, yeah, it's a very basic deck. I think I tried to make a when I was putting it together. I've gone through some changes, the biggest one being to put Test of Talents in the sideboard, which I think is very important. But the deck has remained relatively unchanged apart from that. I was trying to just make a very stock, basic ramp deck, and then see if there were other ways to take it or if I like the stock version. And I think I do like the stock version more than the variants, the 3-color variants.
Well, so you mentioned putting Test of Talents in the sideboard. What's the argument of putting it only in the sideboard rather than doing either a 1-1 split or 2 of in the main? Because we've seen that we've seen iterations of that across most of the control decks that you mentioned.
I don't think I'm playing a control deck exactly. It's more of a ramp mid-range deck, and I feel like I want my other uncommons in most matchups more so than Test of Talents. I need Test of Talents against the decks, against the 3-color variants of the ramp deck, because Test of Talents is basically like Test of Talents plus your win con are the cards that matter in the game.
Right.
So if you have more of those, then you can fight over the win cons better. But against, like, a lot of people were playing the Golgari life gain deck, and I definitely don't want Test of Talents against that deck. And just putting Test of Talents in inherently sort of messes up the game plan a little bit, because my plan, all my uncommons are pretty relevant to my game plan. Like ideally I want to cast Emergent Sequence on 2 if I can, and then Cultivator the turn after, and then I can Bookworm 2 turns after that. And Test of Talents just doesn't synergize well with the deck, which is why I didn't even have it in the sideboard at first. But I think it's too important in the metagame. If you're playing a deck that isn't aggressive, you need to play Test of Talents.
I guess
Nice.
My question that I have for you is, you know, we see a lot of these Klondrix decks have fractal summoning or big fractals. You know, why are these large fractals something that you're not really interested in playing? Is there a specific reason?
I do have them in the sideboard. It's just I actually tend not to pull them out too often. At first I had 3 fractal summoning in the sideboard for the learn board, I guess I should call it. But usually you don't need that many. Usually you just need Mascot Exhibition, and then the rest of your learn cards you can pull out, like maybe 1 fractal summoning, but I'd rather have the utility of the other learn cards I have. Like Introduction to Annihilation is a card that I thought was pretty bad at first, but it's been integral. Like today, for example, it was very important every single time I got it, against the Sultai version with that Quasis were playing, for example. Since Test of Talents is not a negate, which can be easy to forget, it doesn't actually hit planeswalkers. So Introduction to Annihilation is really my only way from an empty board to deal with the Professor Onyx or whatever other planeswalkers people might play. And also just having access to spot targets, especially Exile, as blue-green is very unique. Like I'm playing not a lot of removal in this deck. I've got 2 Mage Duel in the main board, which combos well with the Needlethorn Drake as well, which is a pseudo removal because it's pretty hard to get past. But otherwise, I don't have a lot of ways to kill something that's really threatening me. So I need that. I need environmental sciences. Basic conjuration, I haven't been too sure about. It's been nice as a combo with bookworm sometimes, where I can throw the bookworm back in and then immediately pull it out with a conjuration. But yeah, I think if I were to change the learn board, basic conjuration and one of the fractal summonings could be something else. At first I had the 5 mana.
I think Kang just dropped. There he is.
We lost you for a second, Kang.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know where I cut out there. But,
You said you had the 5 mana.
Oh yeah, the 5 mana 4/4 learn. It summons elemental, I think, just because that can curve better than fractal summoning sometimes. Like if you really need to play fractal summoning for 5, then it's the difference between a 4/4 and a 3/3, which could really matter against a mid-range deck. But I found that I wasn't using cards other than Mascot Exhibition most of the time, and it was a mistake when I took summoning over Exhibition a lot of the time. Because even if I have Exhibition in hand and I can't play it because I know my opponent has a Test of Talents, the fact that I have it in hand means they can't tap out, or they guarantee I can cast the Mascot Exhibition.
I gotcha.
Nice.
Gotcha. Well, hey, Kang, thanks for the excellent knowledge.
Yeah, seriously.
And
that's the best deck breakdown we've gotten from anyone ever.
Yeah, most people are like, I play cards because they good. And
I was worried I was dragging on a bit.
Oh no, it was fascinating, like hearing how you how you knew the role each card worked. So really cool to hear. And then I guess one of the questions going into next week, so going into the last week of the main season, your main deck stays the same, but your sideboard can change. Are you gonna change anything up?
I'd have to take a look at whatever other lessons. Let me take a look now. I might swap one fractal summoning for one environmental sciences, so I could get 2 environmental sciences.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I also had Teachings of the Archaics as just a draw to, but I don't think that one's very good either. I don't think Introduction to Prophecy is really what you want either. Like, I've got fractal summoning as the big payoff in the learn board that I don't think the lessons that just draw cards are worth over it. Sometimes they could be if you're playing against a really removal heavy deck, but I don't think that's worth doing. I might actually look at the meta of who's making it into regarding the championship. If the top 8. Yeah, well, because some people play the same decks frequently. I mean, I've been doing that. But if Clausies is there, well, I think I want 2 fractal summoning. That was important when I played against him in round 1 earlier. You didn't get to see that, but yeah, 2 fractal summoning against him was pretty crucial to winning a game.
Clausies is going to have a hard time getting to the finals. He is at 10 points after this week. And Queenie Airy is at 13 points, so it means Clausies has to go win, and Queenie doesn't, and Queenie doesn't have to show up. You know.
Has Queenie still been playing the Golgari?
No, this week she's played a Silver Quill thing.
Oh, okay. I might still. I was gonna say if she's playing that and Civilian's also in the top, then I might put the 4th Needle Thorn Drake back in. I originally had that in my list, but just because it's a really good card against aggro and mid-range, but it's terrible against the slow decks. So I cut down to 3, and that's felt like a pretty good number. But against Civilian, for example, I feel like I really need to play stuff on turns 2 and 3, and Needlethorn Drake is just one of the best anti-aggro cards against that deck, at least.
For sure.
Well, we'll find out. I am pretty sure that the top 6 are locked in, so you'll be able to see that on our Discord very soon. All right, Kang, thanks so much. Enjoy your
Thanks.
week.
Thanks as always. This is always fun.
No, for sure.
And we're glad that you have fun, and we'll see you next week.
Hey.
All right, that was Kang Breath. Now, Kang was talking for a bit, and while he was talking and you were talking, I did get the ratings onto week number 7. I'm not going to go too much into them, but I'm going to say that our top 6 are pretty solid. Maybe, well, we have Ensign Red Shirt, number 1, Jfish, number 2, Jerome, number 3, Xivilian, number 4, Mana Sultan King at number 5 and 6. Queenie is at number 7 with 13. Now, Hilário and Clausies have 10 each, and then from there on, it is stragglers. So, yeah, Clausies and Hilário, if they become the Crown Cavedweller, they're going to most likely surpass. There's the possibility. So Hilário and Clausies have the possibility. Everyone else is playing for the biggest ooze.
The big oozer.
The big oozer. But, you know, it has been a really great week. Hilário even says, I think I graduated on Magic the Gathering with this lesson.
Wow.
And that lesson was, you know, listening to our Crown Cavedweller King talk about his deck, which is very good. And, you know, Hilário, you'll be able to watch the first match because that's when we watched you. So you'll be able to see what our thoughts were on your match and your plays. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's hard for me to think because it is 95 degrees in my apartment. What excellent closing advice or closing thoughts do you have, Swords?
Well, I think just sort of going into our last week, one thing that is clear is that the shift from a learn board or a lesson board to a more traditional sideboard, I think we can kind of count that out. Another thing is that Mascot Exhibition continues to be a key force as a sideboard card, but I don't think we've ever seen that be the card that wins the game. And folks may be wondering, why hasn't that been suspended? Because I think it has been in a couple of winning decks, but it's because it has not been, and granted, that's something we need to do the data on, but it just is something that sort of continues games. It does not win them, whereas in draft, that is the best card to get in draft. But again, that's one of the key differences between these formats. Looking to, I think Kang has sort of shown us a middle path here between the hard control and the aggro. And by playing this sort of very methodical mid-range kind of play pattern, that may be where we go in week 8 and into our championship rounds. So yeah, I feel like Strixhaven has been the best in terms of formats not stagnating.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really loved it.
Yeah, to be honest, I was actually, you know, I don't want to take up your last thought and have the last word, but when I was thinking about showering, I wasn't showering, you know, because, you know, I have shower thoughts. But when I was thinking about showering, I was like, oh my God, we're going into week number 7. It feels like we just started. It feels like every week it's super fresh, super interesting, and you know, I think we kind of had the issue, especially with Kaldheim, we were done with Kaldheim after week 2. We were just we're just like, all right, this is just who draws their removal the fastest, and then, you know, we had a very long Zendikar season since it was the end of the year, and so, you know, I think this format has just been so exciting, and every week, you know, even, and we start having new players. You know, we did have Leet Largo come in, running, I think, 2 lessons in his sideboard. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, 2 lessons in the sideboard, and still, going 2-1, having a good record with that. So, yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna really miss this season. It's been. It's on pace with being if nobody shows up next weekend, but it's on pace of being our most popular season so far. And this is a community thing. We can't do it without everyone. So
yeah,
it's a big thanks to y'all. Sorry, I just wanted to say it's just been so fun. I'm gonna actually miss Strixhaven. Usually at this time,
same.
I'm
like
just pissed.
Well, it's something where it's like we were talking about how with Kaldheim, and I think like with M21 too. It's like we're not planning on doing a throwback of those anytime soon because the formats got so stale. I'd be, like give us a month, I'll do another Strixhaven.
Yeah,
it's great.
No,
like,
month, yeah, Strixhaven, let's do it. I'm not gonna delete all the decks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Swords, it's time.
Yeah, it is that time.
Until next week, we're curiosity.